Julie, A Magic School for Girls Chapter Book, Chapter 2, A New Lesson. Julie always walked to Miss Annie's magic school with her two best friends, Kate and Bailey. Kate had short black hair. Bailey wore pink glasses and had curly hair. Julie was glad that she and her friends lived close enough to attend Miss Annie's magic school together. The three friends talked and laughed as they walked to school. The school building was a large old mansion built from red brick. It was a tall building with many fancy windows, chimneys, and towers. Green leafy vines clung to the walls on the tallest part of the tallest roof. There stood an iron weather vane with a bat on the top. Julie loved the friendly warmth of the building, but sometimes wondered if it might be haunted. Julie and Bailey both had Miss Betsy Bumble for their teacher that year, but Kate was in Mr. Jasper's class down the hall. Miss Betsy was a kind teacher who was short and round, with pretty silver hair that she usually wore in an updo. Like all the teachers at Miss Annie's magic school, Miss Betsy wore a tall witch's hat, which showed that she had graduated from a magic university. As they climbed the front stairs of the school, the girls saw Miss Annie greeting students at the large front doors. Miss Annie was, of course, the director of Annette McGill's School of Magic for magically gifted girls. She was a tall, thin, and very dignified witch with a long face, a long nose, and long flowing hair that was white as snow. Miss Annie wore a black, close-fitting witch's dress and the tall, wide-brimmed hat of a master witch. "Good morning, Julie, Kate, and Bailey," said Miss Annie, bowing slightly to the girls. "Good morning, Miss Annie," cried the girls. "Have a magical day," said Miss Annie. It was her favorite greeting. "Thank you, Miss Annie," they replied. "We will." Julie and her classmates didn't wear witches' hats because they hadn't graduated yet, though Julie knew she would like to wear one someday. As Julie thought about this, she began wondering what Moonbeam would look like in a hat. She pictured the tiny black cat with a tiny cute witch's hat with a green bow propped on his head. It would be so adorable. Julie sighed thinking about it. "Did you say something?" Kate asked as they made their way through the halls of the school. "No," said Julie. "I was just thinking about Moonbeam." "Oh," said Kate, but she didn't say anything else. Bailey and Kate were used to Julie talking about Moonbeam. Julie's friends liked Moonbeam a lot too, but no one liked or thought about Moonbeam as much as Julie. So while Julie didn't wear a witch's hat, she wore the school uniform for Annette McGill's School of Magic for magically gifted girls. It was a crisp white shirt, a dark skirt or slacks, a necktie or bow, and special shoes. The uniform not only identified students of Miss Annie's magic school, but it was also meant to help keep them from accidental spills or magical accidents while they learned about spells and potions. Julie's friend Kate didn't care for the uniforms. Kate was very artistic, and she preferred wearing bright colors, lots of layers, and sparkling jewelry. Julie liked the uniform because she knew that she would learn to be a witch at Miss Annie's magic school for girls, and then she could spend all day with Moonbeam. "I'm so excited for today," said Bailey. "I can hardly wait for class." Julie's friend Bailey was always excited for school. Bailey was one of the smartest girls in class. At the beginning of the year, some girls had teased Bailey about being a know-it-all, and that made Julie feel sad. She hated seeing her friends feel bad. That was one of the reasons she liked cats so much. Cats never made people feel bad. You wouldn't catch Moonbeam teasing anyone. Sure, Moonbeam might pounce on you or hide from you under the bed, but he would never say anything rude. Of course he couldn't. Cats couldn't talk. "What are you excited about?" asked Kate. "Is there something different happening, or are you just excited for a regular day of school?" "Julie knows," said Bailey. "Our class is learning something new today. It's gonna be awesome." When Julie heard her own name, she stopped thinking about Moonbeam and started paying attention to Bailey. "We're learning something new today?" Juliet asked. "Yeah," said Bailey. "Don't you remember? Today is our introduction to flying broomsticks." When Julie heard this, she wished even more that she had stayed home. In fact, she hoped that Bailey was mistaken. Julie hoped her class was not going to learn about broomsticks, or getting on broomsticks, or worst of all, flying on broomsticks. Julie hoped they would learn more spells, potion recipes, or about crystal balls. To Julie, anything would be better than flying broomsticks. Our class is learning about flying broomsticks next week, said Kate. Do you think it will be fun or scary? Oh, don't worry, said Bailey. Julie and I will tell you all about it. Right, Julie? But Julie didn't say anything. She had even forgotten all about Moonbeam for the moment. Kate went down the hall to her class while Julie and Bailey went to their class. When they arrived at their class, there were 28 broomsticks stacked against the wall, enough for each girl in the class. This is bad, Julie whispered to herself. This is very, very bad.